What's up, YouTube? My name is Jonathan Panda and I am back with another bang, and in this video I'll be teaching you guys how to hold the LSit. The LSit is one of the easiest / most impressive static hold bodyweight movements that you could do in the calisthenic field. Now stay tuned and let's get into the video. Alright, first thing first. When you're doing the LSit, the main muscle groups you're working is your triceps and your core. You have to learn how to engage your core while using your tricep to lift you up. Now, when I first started doing the LSit, I started doing workouts that consisted of me just lifting my body up. You can do this at home. This is the LSit Press. So the LSit Press consists of you just having your hands right beside your hips like this. And all you're doing is just lifting yourself up. Lifting yourself up like this. You can form a workout with this to learn how to master the LSit by doing reps and sets. I say a fair amount of reps that you can do doing these LSit presses. I say about 20 reps and then take a break. You can do 5 sets. You can do 5 sets with 20 reps. After doing the presses, it's important to learn how to stabilize your body. So you want to feel that pause, that static hold. And a good way to do that is by doing this press right here, this static hold. So it's not the LSit, but you're basically raising your body up, you're using your tricep, and all you're doing is squeezing your core and just holding. And the unique thing about this is that your feet are still on the ground, so you still have leverage with your feet. You know, you're not using your core to lift your legs up, but it's also working your core because you still have to squeeze your core, and your triceps are doing the majority of the work rather than your core and your triceps working together at once. Now, a good workout you can do with that static hold is a good 10-second hold. You know, hold that for 10 seconds. If you could go longer, go for a longer period of time, but I would recommend you doing 10 seconds, especially if you're first starting off. You don't want to overwork yourself because then you'll start to fatigue and you won't get your results as fast as you want. So do a 10-second hold with 5 sets. Now, another workout that you can start doing, that you can progress to once your body gets stronger, is by lifting one leg up at a time. Now, all you have to do is get in that position as if you're about to do an LSit, and you lift your butt up off the ground. Remember, stay upright, chest upright, back straight, and just lift one leg up. Lift one leg up. You can do 10 of these, then alternate, use the other leg, just like that. Do 10 on each leg, and then after that, do a static hold. So hold one leg up for about 10 seconds, you know, alternate. After that gets much easier, your body will eventually get stronger. Your chest is going to get stronger, your triceps and your core will get so much stronger. You'll be able to hold those movements for a longer period of time. I would recommend you moving on to the tucked LSit. Every calisthenic move has a tucked version, and for the LSit, we have a tucked LSit. So all you're doing is you're gonna bring your knees closer to your chest, and instead of having your legs straight out, you're close to your chest. And this is gonna make it easier because you're not having to lift your body up with something weighing you down in front of you. So you're gonna bring your knees closer to you, put your hands by your hips, and then just lift. And then just hold. You can hold that for about 5 seconds and get back down. If you can go longer, go for 10. So that's like the tucked planche and the straddle planche for the LSit. Now, once this gets easier, you can go ahead and start trying to extend your legs out while doing the tucked LSit. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your knees close to your chest, and you're gonna put your hands next to your hips. And then after that, you just lift yourself up and then just extend your legs. Extend them out, and as soon as they're extended all the way out, you sit back down. You sit back down. If you can hold it, hold it. Hold it for about a second to a split second, as long as you can. But you have to squeeze. Remember, squeeze your core. Don't try to overwork yourself. Be safe when you work out. So I would recommend you just extending your legs out and then just sitting down. You don't have to hold it for a long time. Once you get stronger and you're able to hold it for about a split second to a second, then I would recommend you like trying to lift yourself up right away and then just holding it. So I'm gonna demonstrate again. So bring your knees close to your chest, lift up, extend, and sit. Bring your knees close to your chest, lift up, extend, and sit. And like I said, once your body gets stronger, you'll be able to hold it for a longer period of time. So a good way to demonstrate: lift yourself up, extend, hold, and then sit. And then while you're doing that, you're gonna get so much stronger. Like how hard you should be contracting your core, and like you should be able to feel your triceps working. And you will feel your chest just a little bit. And that's why I would recommend you doing dips on bars if you're still learning how to do an LSit, or if you're planning on learning how to do an LSit. Now, I always recommend doing calisthenic moves with an elevated surface. Now, me, I don't have parallettes, but I have dumbbells. So what you can do with these dumbbells, everything that I just said, you can do them with dumbbells. And the thing about doing calisthenic moves, LSits, planche, working out on elevated surfaces is that it kind of makes the movement easier because your body's not having to work as hard. Like when you're doing an LSit off the ground, that's your raw strength, literally raw strength, all the way up. But when you're doing it with something elevated, you're already up, right? And all you have to do is lift those legs up like that. So if you have parallettes, dumbbells, or anything elevated like 2 chairs, you can just press off of. So first thing first, the hip press. And then you could do the static hold. After that, we started doing the single leg raise. So you lift one leg up, you can do the static hold, you can do the alternating with this too. And all that, it's gonna make you stronger. Even the tucked LSit. The tucked LSit is perfect for an elevated surface. Even the extension, because you're not working as hard, but you can feel what your body is gonna have to feel like when you're doing a full LSit. And doing this, you will progress much faster. All right, so here are some key pointers about the LSit. When you're doing an LSit, it's important to keep your back straight. Make sure your back is straight. Make sure you're not slanting or like all the way back like this, and make sure you're straight. It's like you're standing upright and your chest is straight. So when you're lifting, you're straight. That's the form that you want. If you're slouching, you won't get the LSit, and you want perfect form because it's also going to prevent injuries. Imagine doing this, like lifting yourself up. That's not good for your body. You can hurt yourself doing that. And if you feel like you're too tight, like you can't keep your legs straight, when you finally learn how to LSit, you can't keep your legs straight all the way, maybe you're too tight. Here are some hamstring stretches you can do. You can start off by spreading your legs apart and just aiming to reach your toes or your heels. If you cannot do that, take your hand and just kind of claw the ground and come back. Well, you don't have to claw, but just bring your hand near your foot and bring it back. You can use 2 hands. If you do 2 hands, it's going to be much harder. I would recommend starting off with 1, and then once that gets easier, do 2. Do it for both legs, alternate. I would say if you can touch your toes, hold them for like 10 seconds. If you can't, then do 10 scoops. After that, put your feet together and just try to touch both your toes. If you can't do that, like I said, reach and claw. Reach and claw. those are some stretches that you can do if you feel like your hamstrings are too tight. LSit, it's really just being able to hold your body up with your triceps and your core. Now, some workouts that you can do to help out with those specific muscles, like I said earlier on, dips. If you don't have a dip bar, or if you don't have a dip bar and you have like pirouettes or dumbbells like I do, here's something you can do. Practice doing hip presses. Now, in order to get your core stronger, a good exercise they can do is a static hold ab exercise. So, and the most basic ab exercise that you can do is the plank. The plank right here. Look at my technique. When you do the plank, you want to be flat. It's like almost like you're 180 degrees. So that means butt flat. You don't want your butt up like this, or you don't want a banana. You don't want a banana. You want to be flat like this. And when you're doing the plank, squeeze your core. Squeeze your core and squeeze your glutes. Because when you do that, you're going to create stabilization throughout your body, and that's going to make the plank much easier. Something that I realized about my body, and not just my body, but anybody, even when the people who I train, when I tell them to squeeze their core, they get much better at the exercise or the movement. The reason is because your core is your center of gravity. Like, this is where the majority of your weight is located. And when you can control that and squeeze that, you know, you'll feel much more relaxed and you won't have to work as hard. Another good ab exercise that you can do that's a static hold is just the, side plank. Do it for both sides, just like that. And this right here, this may be a little bit too advanced, but if you can do it, go for it. It's not the V-sit, but it's a V hold. So you basically lift your legs up, legs straight, and then just squeeze. Just squeeze. You can extend your arms out, put them at your chest, but as long as your chest is off the ground and you're literally in that V shape and your legs are straight, then you're doing the hold. Those ab exercises can help your core gain the right amount of strength in order to hold the LSit. Split the days you train for the LSit so you're not fatigued and your progression does not slow down. So you can train for the LSit 4 times a week. You can do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but make sure you give yourself a break. Do not train every single day. Resting will give you all the energy you need the next day when you come back. It's almost like sleeping. You need to sleep so when you wake up, you have all the energy. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. That's the end of the video. If you liked it, give it a like. Leave a comment down below on what you thought of the video. If you have any suggested movements or any suggested workouts, leave it in a comment and I'll get to it. And remember, if you want to achieve anything in life, you have to put yourself in position to earn what you want. So make sure you train efficiently, don't cheat yourself, and remember, rest. And most importantly, let's grind.